Mulattes, famous Mulattes in Big Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. I'm Vicki Capel, talking with Alan Hunter, DJ of MTV, and also Tom Preston, general manager of MTV. MTV, of course, if you look around on your channel guide, you will see MTV. MTV is oriented towards the youth of the nation. It's oriented towards music. It has set a definite trend in the viewing habits of America. Alan, what is it like to have been such an active part in changing viewing habits of modern America?
Wow, that's pretty powerful, isn't it? It was fun to be a pioneer of sorts when MTV started back in 1981, August 1st. It was something totally new, but the time was right for, music and video to be married and to have a channel that worked 24 hours a day just like radio. The time was right for it, and when they offered me the job, I had a sense that this thing would be the wave of the future, and that it wasn't going to go away. So it's grown faster than any of us thought it would, and it's very big nowadays. It's fun.
It's very big. It's imitated internationally, isn't it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Tom could probably tell you more about all the different markets that we're presently trying to get MTV-like things in.
Y'all are moving into Europe. You're changing countries. You're changing languages. MTV is big. What are some of these big changes that we're going to continue seeing?
Well, I think see MTV just becoming bigger and better than it's been before. Larger and bigger events. We're also talking about MTV now in Japan and Europe, Australia, things like that. But the general focus of MTV will remain the same, and we want to stay really on the cutting edge of today's youth culture. Whatever is the latest and the newest and the hippest things, that's where we want to be, and that's what we're going to be talking to our audience about.
Well, you are definitely today's youth culture. Alan, I think that you're a Southerner.
Yes, ma'am, I am, as a matter of fact. I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, and I went to school in Jackson, Mississippi. So, yeah, I have strong roots in the South. Been up in New York for about 6 years. I've been doing MTV 5 of those 6 years. So I may have a little bit of a neutral accent, but when I wake up in the morning, it's strictly y'all.
And grits?
Absolutely. Cheese grits, too, are the best.
Well, you are a Southerner. What is MTV looking for in the way of personality?
Well, I think in the beginning they were looking for a mix of folks that would appeal to everybody in the U.S., obviously. They wanted to use, advertising terminology. They wanted to appeal to all demographics, and I think they did just that. Certainly there was a good mix of us from the beginning. Personality, they're looking for people to be the human bond on the channel, to introduce the music, to talk about it a little bit, or else if they didn't have us human beings there, it would be just a video jukebox, and I think that's kind of boring,
What is it like working with other individuals who are hip, who are cool, who are in, but at the same time, this is a job you've got. You've got to be peppy, you've got to be cheery. How do you fight the blahs, the blues, the Monday depression?
Me, peppy, cheery, hip, cool? Those are pretty strong words. I think they hired all of us because we have pretty cheery personalities, but I don't like to be too bubbly, You got to remain cool. I came from an acting background of the sort. I was very much the music enthusiast, but I came from a background where, no matter how you felt when you woke up in the morning time, you went out and you did your job. Yeah, this is a job. This is one of the more fun jobs I think anybody could ever have. There are a lot of people clamoring at the door to be MTV VJs. So, and particularly as we trek across the U.S. on this odyssey called amuk in America, this is no longer a job. It's sort of part of my life. It's a lifestyle, It's got a great backbeat, you know what I mean? You can tap your feet
you
to
can't lose it.
That's it.
In talking about MTV, you said that it is youthful, it is for the young. There has been a lot of controversy about MTV. There's been a lot of controversy about the content of some of the videos. There are your more traditional groups who feel that MTV is not a positive force in the lives of adolescents. How do you respond to that?
Well, first off, rock and roll has been, held up to these charges really since the day Elvis Presley ever went on the Ed Sullivan Show back in 1956. We're very concerned about the image and what we do project to the young people of America. We have very strict standards on MTV about content. Sex, drugs, alcohol, all those types of things are not portrayed on MTV in any kind of way that is negative towards youth. I mean, we're very conscious. We screen every video that comes in, and it's not unusual that we send stuff back to various artists and have them redo it, or we just refuse to play it.
A lot of people are curious also, who actually does the funding for the production of those they've got to be very, very expensive, your videos.
Well, they range anywhere from, it's funny, $10,000 to $500,000 to $1 million, actually. They're generally funded by record companies, and in the case of the big, what's called superstar artists, some of them pay for them themselves, but by and large, the record companies pay for them.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Good, thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right. I know you're in a rush, but this has been wonderful.
We just got to go and eat some more food, dance a little bit, and hit the road, you know.
Right. This has been Vicki Capel with Alan Hunter and Tom Preston. Is it Amuk Tour in America?
Amok in America.
Amuk in America with MTV.
Yeah. Cajun is the way, you know.
And the MTV van has now rolled off. The lime green Thunderbird, which preceded it, they've all taken off, heading towards Houston, I believe, leaving Breaux Bridge and the Bon Temps Cajuns behind. I'm still at Mulattes. The crowds have died down. It's still raining outside, and I'm with Kenny Chesson, who was the person responsible for getting the party here. Kenny, what was your inspiration to get the MTV Amok Tour to Cajun land?
Myself being a Cajun 37 years, excuse me, I wanted to show the rest of the world our culture through MTV. And as a matter of fact, the MTV crew just had a blast. And they said it was just a wonderful party, and said it made MTV history by the first Cajuns that are going to be aired on MTV here Friday morning at 11 till 11 at night, every hour and a half hour.
That's pretty good, huh? You must feel real happy about this.
Yes, and a few of the Coda Field members and from trying to get our culture going strong had come up to me and said they were so glad and they were thankful that it happened to the Cajuns down here, that they picked my card and they won. You know, they couldn't have done it without the help of Mulattes, the owners and the management. They were fantastic.
Yeah, as I understand, the way this happened is the people from throughout the nation were sending in postcards. They were being pulled, and choices were being made as to where they would have their party, where their Amok van would stop. And I believe you had said originally you were going to host the party in your home?
Well, I didn't tell them the location, but when they called me from New York, I said the party would probably be at the house, at my home, my residence. And 2 or 3 hours later, started realizing it could be a very big ordeal. And that's when Kerry Boutte, the owner of Mulattes, contacted myself and suggested we have it here. And he would it was so nice of him just to pick up the tab for it all. And we agreed. We got the Cajun bands, and thank God we had it here. The weather and the quantity of people, God, we had probably 450 people, and I could have never had that in my house.
It was a very big party. The atmosphere was wonderful. I'm hoping that it'll come off as well on television as it was here.
Oh, I'm sure it will. They personally told me, every member of the Amok in America crew said it was the best party they have gone on yet, and they had been on yet, and it was like something 10 or 12 parties so far across various states, and they said looking forward to come back. There might be an annual, and they may have it here again like next year.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fantastic. We're getting this going. And they said, I don't know if I mentioned that, we made history by the first Cajuns being on MTV.
Well, it's time, huh?
Oh, yeah. We're so pleased with that. It's wonderful. It's great.
I want to thank Kenny Chesson for having thrown this big party, for having the initiative to get Cajun music on to MTV. Thank you so much, Kenny.
You're very quite welcome.